You will say to me then, why does he yet find fault? Who has resisted his will? Hold on there, old man. Yes, hold on. Hold your horses. Who are you who talks back at God? Will the thing shaped say to him who shaped it, why did you make me like this? I'm going to tell my mom.
Anybody could have said that. Betty Baxter could have said that.
Anybody could have said, why did you make me like this? Instead of that, she was kind and patient. When she was crumpled over, I mean, there was nothing right with her from birth. Nothing. And Jesus said, you've been kind, patient, good. That's an amazing testimony. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. Does not the potter have power over the clay from the same lump to make one vessel for honor and another for dishonor? So what? If God, desiring to demonstrate his wrath and to make known his power, bore with great patience the vessels of wrath made for destruction, so that he might also make known the riches of his glory upon the vessels of mercy, that he prepared beforehand for glory, even us, whom he has called, not only from the Jews, but also from the Gentiles. So what if God hardens some hearts and softens others? So what? Isn't that his business? And is your heart soft? Then be thankful, because it is not you, it's him that's chosen you to have a soft heart. It is not your doing. My, if you have a desire to read the Bible, thank God for it. If you are thankful, thank God for that. God chose you.
John, what I'm thankful for is that we have a spirit of thankfulness that when we hear that.
Yeah.
When I'll never forget one of the very first Sunday school lessons. It was probably in 9th grade at this denomination. It's a Presbyterian denomination, but there's two. There's Presbyterian Church USA and then Presbyterian Church of America. And Presbyterian Church of America, the one I was going to, they believe in predestination. And there was this Sunday school teacher. He was a real brainiac. Thought he was so smart. I'll never forget his lesson. And he goes, someone said something along the lines like, why you're going to go to heaven? Why are you going to heaven? What's your answer? And people were, I think I said something like, well, because I was obedient, or I did well or something. And he was like, nope, go around the room. And finally it was like, because you were chosen. And you could argue that's more or less what you just said.
Yeah.
But nowhere in there was there a spirit of thankfulness for that. Wow, the mercy and the message. It was more, and there was, instead of a spirit of thankfulness, there was a spirit of exclusivity, pride. And it had an impact. I could recall certain discussions I had thereon because, I at some times fought against Armenians, I guess, or whatever, against predestination or for predestination. It was just this pride battle, and it just, I don't even like to think of that. Like, I feel so bad that I was in that. Because it's just, instead of being thankful, I've boasted in kind of what we knew or something like that. It's just very thankful for
Well, just remember this. If you're proud about being chosen, you're not. That solved that problem. And Paul deals with that in a later chapter. He said, do not get puffed up. God is able to turn you back the other way, and He's able to turn them back the right way. It's all in God's hands. Now, Paul is writing to a congregation in Rome that's mixed with Jews and Gentiles. In the early part of the book, he's talking to Gentiles, Jews, and then he went over to Gentiles. Now he's talking to both of them, basically, the rest of the way through. And right now, he's emphasizing to the Jewish part of the congregation that God always intended to include Gentiles. He's going to start quoting Old Testament prophets to show it. In verse 25, as he also, we see in verse 24, he said, not only from the Jews, but also from the Gentiles, as God also says in Hosea, I will call them my people who are not my people, and I will call her beloved who is not beloved. And he quotes another one. And it shall come to pass in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there they shall be called sons of the living God. And, for you Jews listening, here's some more, not just Hosea. And Isaiah cries out concerning Israel, though the number of the sons of Israel be like the sand of the sea, only a remnant shall be saved. So that's telling the Jews, you better tremble. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness. Still quoting Isaiah. For a short work will the Lord make on the earth. And as Isaiah also foretold, had the Lord of hosts, talking about the Jews now, had the Lord of hosts not left us a seed, we would have been as Sodom and we would have become like Gomorrah. Just a few righteous people in Israel in Isaiah's time. What shall we say then? This. The Gentiles, who were not seeking righteousness, have taken hold of righteousness. Righteousness that comes from faith. While Israel, seeking after the law of righteousness, has not attained to the law of righteousness. Why? Because their seeking was not by faith, but as if by works of the law. For they stumbled over the stumbling stone, as it is written. I love how Paul's showing his Jews, I'm not making up this doctrine here. As it is written in the prophets, behold, I am laying in Zion a stumbling stone and a rock of offense, and no one who believes on him will be put to shame. Praise God. Chapter 9 at last. Now we have finished going over Romans, and I have other chapters available. Boy, that was good. I guess we'll wait until Saturday night. Isn't this a meeting week? Not a week. Okay. Well, in that case,
It's not a mall, though.
we'll wait until Saturday night and read the rest of Romans.
Hey.